Hey, welcome to Taking the Escalators, 10 key points for moving forward with goals. I'm Ken, and I'll be your host for this. A lot of people have goals on their mind this time of year, and it's an admirable thing. You can work on goals any time of year, but it's so important to have goals. That's life becomes stagnant when you don't have goals, and you should have goals all year round. So one thing about goal setting is that it's a lot of fun. It can be fun to prepare and to write goals down and to do all these things. But actually striving for the goals, that's where it gets tough. And so many people set different goals and resolutions or whatever you want to call them. But then a couple weeks into it, they fall to the wayside because it's nice to plan it, but it's not so nice to do it. So these 10 points are not about setting goals, but they're about keeping goals, sustaining goals, moving forward, achieving them, right? What good is a goal if you don't achieve it? So these 10 things, if you work on these, you will increase your chances of achieving your goals. So the first one is rule number one. If you can't do a lot, do a little. Of course, if you can do a lot, do a lot. If you're that motivated and you can go strong, I'm not discouraging anybody from putting forth a good effort. But let's say you can't. A good example would be if your goal was to get into shape and you want to exercise an hour a day, and that seems like a good goal, right? Even a half hour a day, but you find out, man, this exercising is tough, man. I'm tired. I worked all day. If you can't do the half hour, do 10 minutes. If you can't do 10 minutes, do 5 minutes. The important thing is to do something. Keep moving forward. And that's how you get started. Because if you start with the 5 minutes, who knows? Maybe by next week you'll be doing 6 minutes. Maybe you'll be up to the 10, 20, and before you know it, you'll be where you want to be. But if you can't do what you want to do, do something, right? Good, horsey. All right. Avoid the might as well phenomena. And that's we've all said that. Might as well. Your goal is to have a diet and you're going strong on the diet, but then someone brings out your favorite dessert. They have cookies, and you eat a cookie, and you're like, darn, I was doing so good, and I just ate one of those big chocolate chip cookies. Might as well eat 20 of them. We've all done that. Oh, darn, I had some Oreos. Let me eat the whole sleeve of Oreos. And that could also happen with substance use goals. Someone could say, oh, I haven't drank in 6 weeks. Drank last night. Oh, well, might as well start drinking again. What's the point? Avoid the might as well. Anything you can do to minimize the damage of a slip and anything you can do to get back on track, do it. It's saying might as well quit is what destroys goals. So avoid the might as well phenomenon at all costs. Go public. Some external motivation can be a really powerful. So using again a diet as an example, they say if you're on a diet and you're trying to lose weight, tell people at work, "Hey, I'm trying to lose weight," because someone's seeing you go for the desserts or whatever that somebody to put out on the table. Hey, weren't you on a diet? That little factor can be the difference between you eating that cookie or not eating it. So to the degree you can, obviously, if you're working on substance use, you're not going to go into work and tell your boss, "Hey, I'm smoked too much crack. I'm gonna cut back." You got to be reasonable. You don't want to get yourself into trouble. But if there's one person on the job that you can say that to, "Hey, I'm struggling with drug addiction, drug use, substance use disorder, or whatever you want to call it. Can you want to give me some support?" And kind of anybody that's there to help you is a motivator for you. So be discerning, but go public to the degree you can. Same thing with your family. You want to tell your family. Anybody that knows about it they can't help you if they don't know about it. Again, being reasonable, of course. Write your goals down and keep them around. There's something about putting things on paper or on computer, right? Typing it out. That makes it real. We want to make our goals real and we want to keep them around. So write them down, keep them around, put them on the refrigerator, put them where you're going to see them. But that stuff really works. It's definitely, you want to keep it in front of you because it's easy to forget. And we've all done that. We've all lost our zeal somewhere down the road and we're like, oh, what was I working on there? No, you want to know it. You want to keep it in front of you. The internet can be really a painful place. Social media can drive people up the wall, but there are positives to the internet and things out there. There are so many forums and places where you can kind of get information, YouTube channels. You got to be discerning. You got to be careful. You want to make sure it's a good source. But if you can find a good source, it's good to get updates and to see what especially if it's an expert, someone who knows what they're talking about, maybe speak to someone else who knows. But keeping yourself informed and connected with communities can be so motivating and help you to sustain your goals. Keep a spiritual or meaning focus. People automatically hear spiritual, and some people get turned off automatically. If you have a specific belief system, believe in God, whatever it is, use it as a strength. But if you don't, let's say you're more of a spiritual person in the sense of it kind of, you don't really know what you believe, but you believe in something. Anything that can make your goals meaningful is going to motivate you. So uh, it's one thing to stop using drugs, for instance, to get off of probation. But it's another thing when you can make, this is going to be part of the new me. My life is going to be better. I'm going to be a better dad. I'm going to be a better worker. I'm going to be a better person, whatever it is. When you can add meaning to it and you can start to believe that that might be one of the most powerful things on this list. So just not making it about just the immediate thing, looking at the big picture and becoming a better person. That's regardless of what you're working on, that's meaningful to all of us. Learn about it. You ever meet somebody who like started a diet and then they want to preach to you about it? Oh, I'm doing the you know, eat string beans only diet, and here's the benefits of string beans, and they'll tell you all about it because they immerse themselves in it. You know, you can be like that too, whether it's recovery, substance use, mental health, whatever you're working on. Learn about it. There is so much information. Again, be discerning, watch where your sources are, but you get a good source. The more you learn about it, the more it becomes part of you. The more, the knowledge is power. Get that knowledge, read, learn, watch those YouTube videos, whatever. But again, watch the source. But if you get something good, the more you know about it, the more you're empowered to achieve it. And you hear this one, this get cliche, keep support and encouragement around you. I understand, in today's world, it can be hard. It's an isolative world in a lot of ways, but every bit of support helps. Find one positive person, and hopefully me that can become two. Anybody, anybody that can help you when you feel like quitting, anybody you can call, you can text, that can be the difference between goal attainment and falling short. Those encouraging people are they're gold. And don't give up the search. I know it's hard out there to find people, but keep that search open. Explore different avenues. Look in different places, but keep that support and encouragement around you. Find who you can and use those people. Doing this alone is just too hard. Develop an enjoyment for your goal. This is one is a beautiful one. Yeah, it might stink in the beginning. You might let's say you substance use is the situation. You might say, "Oh, recovery is boring." Oh man, yeah, maybe it is. Of course, it's not going to be as fun as the excitement of getting high, getting drugged. Of course, life it's not the same, but you learn to enjoy different things about it. Learn to enjoy a police officer driving by. You don't have to worry about any you're doing anything illegal, or enjoy the trust you get from your family, and or if you're working on a diet, say, well, enjoy the way you look in the mirror. It takes a while to get there, but when you start to enjoy it, the people that make it, let's say, getting back to the substance use goal, that enjoy recovery are the ones that stick with it. So don't be upset if you don't enjoy it in the beginning, because I don't think anybody right away says, wow, this is amazing. I guess does happen, but you want to get a lasting sense of enrichment from it. And that will come with time. And finally, I think this is the last one, visualize the reward. When you're laying in bed at night, think about what it's like. I know it can seem like an impossible. Let's say you're using a large degree of heroin. It might seem like I'll never get off this stuff. This is too hard. No, yes, believe it, visualize it. you can be there. Maybe you've been there before. You can get, I've been a counselor now for 30 years. I've seen the miracle happen many, many times. People you would never think. And if you visualize it, keep it, keep your eyes on the prize, so to speak, you can make it real. And it's actually part of that spiritual experience of believing it, not just doing it. So you want to be your own biggest fan, right? So hopefully that helps. That's our 10 points. Uh, Appreciate your time. And you want to follow me on YouTube, it's Taking the Escalator is the YouTube channel. All right, take care.